It's already been a memorable career for junior Kevin Batt and the Adams State men's track and field team, but after a really special 2 week stretch, Kevin, I can't imagine how you're feeling after the Husky Classic in Seattle, the Nebraska tune-up in Lincoln, but we have a problem. There's a strict rule with interviews that I am to spend the same amount of time talking to an interview subject in relation to their ability to run a mile. Yeah. Normally I'm looking at like 8-9 minutes with a lot of these athletes around here. That means our interview is going to be how long?
3:59.
3 minutes and 59 seconds. We'll make it count. What an unbelievable figure to look at. To actually cross the finish line in less than 4 minutes in a mile, how do you allow that emotion to not overtake you?
Well, it's something I've always wanted to do, you know. It's like a lifelong goal. And to get under a 4 minute mile, and it was just under it as well, which was pretty exciting. So definitely to do something I've dreamed of doing, and every runner does dream to do, to actually become a reality, was one of the better days of my running career.
You got only a few seconds after you cross the finish line and the time becomes official, but during those brief, pointless 1 or 2 seconds, does it feel like an hour? Does it feel like the longest 5 seconds of your life when you're waiting?
Well, we had a pacer, David Sanchez. He paced us for 800 meters, and we were on schedule the whole time, but the last lap, and I just felt the 4 minute mile closing in on me, so I could feel the pressure of it, like as in I knew it was going to be close, so I just drove to the line, crowd went up, and I realized I got under, so it's pretty exciting.
I don't think people understand how big of a goal this was for you, and you've accomplished so much in your running career, but take us back to a book that you read as a kid that caught your attention and made that sub 4 minute mile such a realistic ambition.
Yeah, well, there's been a ton of books on this 4 minute mile, and back in the day, they said that the human couldn't possibly run under a 4 minute mile, that the capabilities of the human like heart couldn't cope with that stress. So now the world record's 3:43, so people have gone well under a mile, but it's still a pretty good feat to get under it, especially in college. So, but there's been a lot of books which really have motivated me, and I'm not a big reader, but if I'm going to read a book, it's going to be something to do with running a sub 4 minute mile.
Well, and you had your brothers there with you to be able to cross and have, oh, hey, Tabor Stevens, oh, hey, Matt Daniels, 1, 2, and 3 at the University of Nebraska tune-up at another big D1 event. How much more incredible does the moment become when you've got Tabor and Matt right there with you?
Well, they're going to break the 4 minute mile. It's a matter of time. They've definitely got it in them. So probably the next year or so, or the next few races that they get another big opportunity, you'll be talking to them, because they'll be definitely sub 4 milers as well.
It's all about on to the next one in track and field. You had an amazing performance at the Husky Classic. You got indoor championships for the conference, but the national championships. It's really all that is on anybody's mind. It's a year of redemption for you with the national championships. And when you look at indoor and outdoor, how personal is it? How much does it mean for you to come back for yourself and for your team over the next few months?
Well, like nationals this year indoors, we're up against St. Augs, which is kind of pretty ironic. Like, we're not really competing against them. They're a fully sprint school, and we've become a very well-rounded school, but we have a lot of distance guys. So we're going to be like, there's some sprinters that I'm actually not competing against, but we're competing for the team title. So we've got some pretty big plans like coaches come up with, and we'll keep you updated in the next few weeks. But how we're trying to win the national title this year, we're doing something a bit different, you know, kind of trying to spread the points, and yeah, it should be exciting.
People don't understand what goes into the identification of team success and how you really have to pick your battles carefully. You and Tabor, this distance squad is in a really unique position because you're the biggest names on the team. You've also got Coach Martin doing whatever it takes to make sure that you're going to Seattle, you're going to Lincoln. But when you look at how the whole process has to play out, what is your role outside of these personal accomplishments with the team and making sure that you're there for a national title?
Well, the big meets like Seattle and going to sub 4, like that's really great for the team, but that's some kind of individual accomplishments that you really want to achieve. But definitely for nationals, you want to get the national title and stuff, and I'm fortunate to already have one. So I'm all for the team this year, and if we can get that team title and share it with guys like Carlton Lavong, who I met back in 2010, at World Juniors, and we actually traded gears, and then to actually like finish off our last few years in college to win a team title, I think that'd be better than individual. So that could be better than breaking a 4 minute mile if we can do it this year.
It's the most international sport, and of course, you hailing from Australia, it's always a reminder when we look at the roster, but it becomes even more of a reminder when passing comments like that are made. Carlton,
Yeah.
triple jump champ, out of Philadelphia though,
Yeah.
not from the area. When you look at this roster and see where everybody has been assembled from and how much it means to try and win a national championship, is that when it really sets in what Adams State track and field is all about, and the pool that Coach Martin and Coach Light recruit from?
Yeah, well, coach, like both the coaches, the amount of passion they have, that it's kind of infectious, you know. You see them really wanting to achieve amazing results, and you start buying into it, and then next thing you kind of want to live up to what they're expecting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Speaking of buying into, how many jumpsuits are you up to now? Track jumpsuits?
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what a jumpsuit is.
What do you mean? It's the flashy attire that only
It's
professional athletes can wear, Kevin.
That's an American saying. Jumpsuit, we call this like tracksuit in Australia. This is a
Well,
tracksuit.
if we want to go into different terms between American and Australian culture, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of words, but jumpsuit, it rings a bell now. I think of it.
Man's got style. Kevin Batt, he just looks good on and off the track. What's your summer look like? You were last time we chatted, you'd been coming back from Vancouver, and I can't keep up with you in the off season.
Well, this summer I'm hoping to go to Europe, do a few races there, and there's Commonwealth Games, which there's like Jamaica, England, Australia, New Zealand, Kenya, and the qualifiers about 13:35 for the 5K, and if I can kind of run low 13:30s, it could be a good chance to represent Australia at Commonwealth Games.
It's year round. Why did I say there's no off season in track and field and cross country?
No. We get maybe at the start of August, kind of a week or two, and then it's back into training and getting ready for cross country, and then do that whole thing again.
Hey, just the life. It's just the life that this man leads. What a year it's been for you. We're just getting started. It's the spring, but there's a lot to look forward to, Kevin. And congrats on all of your success. Keep it up.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Kevin Batt with Adams State Track and Field. More to come on KSPK's Grizzly Connect after this.